Yo, yo, it's JSF. How y'all doing? I hope everybody's doing well. And I get to talk about some Guilty Gear Strive. It's kind of been a while since I've been able to talk about Strive. There hasn't been much going on with the game, as you know. We had the open beta a while ago, and then we got a word that the game was delayed. They pushed it back from April 9th to June 11th, and honestly, early access would have started yesterday on April 6th, or I believe that's today actually. Yeah, today, April 6th, early access would have started. So yesterday on Twitter, Arc System Works actually put out a tweet, which sent a link and it said, "Developers Backyard number 5 is now live. In this edition, Akira Katano analyzes the data collected from the first open beta test." Now, this is just them saying, hey, we got a new Developer's Backyard. For those of you who don't know, Arc System Works has been doing these kind of since Guilty Gear Strive was announced, and I think this is really, really cool, really interesting. And this is the part why I think everybody should care about this. I think everybody should be excited about this, even if you don't care about Guilty Gear, even if you never played Guilty Gear. If you just enjoy fighting games and want to play a good fighting game, I think this is why you should be excited. They've been doing these developers' backyards for, basically the life of the game. Obviously, this is number 5, right? And basically they have a developer on the team write like a whole article saying, hey, we're still working on the game. Here's how it's going. Here's what we learned, stuff like that. And this one is specifically about the beta that we all played in. And at the end, there was a survey. So that survey asks us for our feedback, like, hey, what did you think about this? What did you think about that? So this is the developer directly responding to what the community said. And if you play a game like Mortal Kombat, you know how frustrating it is to just not hear anything from the dev. Like, we don't know what NRS is doing right now. It's about to be 5 months of not hearing a word from them about anything. We know they're working, but we don't know what they're doing, what they're working on, what's coming next. So seeing another developer do this, like, just kind of be super open and transparent is really, really cool. And they get really into the specifics about it. Like, they say, greetings to everyone, hello, kind of just talking about, hey, the open beta. And they kind of show like people's answers to some of the early questions, like, hey, what character did you play the most? Who do you use the most? So you kind of see like some data about the game, right? How you see how they literally just straight up show you the results of the polls. Like, hey, rate the following modes. How was versus mode? Mostly good. How was tutorial mode? Kind of in the middle. How was the network mode? Online lobby? And it's pretty bad compared to other things. Network match, quick match is kind of Training mode was pretty good, right? And they talk about this specifically, right? It says versus mode probably received a high rating due to the option to rematch without the extra long loading time. Tutorial mode got mixed reactions. Like, they addressed the criticism they got in this, right? They straight up talk about it. And some of this stuff gets really, really, really interesting because they talk about, look, the online lobby is the area from the test we need to work on the most. And we have determined needs to be improved before release. So again, when the game got delayed, I made a video, not that many people really watched it, but I made a video saying, hey, this is why it's getting delayed. And a big reason was the lobby. And they're saying it right here. Hey, we realized the lobby was not up to par. Like, we realized we needed to work on this more, we had server issues, but even aside from that, the lobby, everybody didn't understand it. People didn't like it. We thought we made improvements, but we realized we let everybody down. So they say, hey, here's a rundown. Here's some of the plans we have. We're going to change the system where players have a visible area, make it easier for you to understand what's going on. After a winning match, you stay ready for the next match. There's a rematch option. We're going to expand the areas in the lobby. We're going to do all these things for the lobbies to make the lobby system better. And not only that, they also say, we would like to conduct another beta test once these fixes are ready. That's huge, right? Now, we had some ideas, we had some thoughts, we had some things we wanted where we were like, we hope they do another beta. This beta had a lot of server issues. The lobby was kind of trash. The game got pushed back. Like, damn, can we at least get another beta? And we all wanted another beta, right? For Guilty Gear Strive, even if it's only for another 2 days, hey, that's something, right? And they're straight up saying it right now. This isn't a straight up announcement, hey, the beta's coming, but this is them saying, we would like to conduct another beta. That means before the game releases. So if the developer is saying they want to do something, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna do it. So this does pretty much confirm another beta is coming. And that means more than like, and there was also a leak that happened a few weeks ago where they kind of listed something about a beta, but they removed it. So it might not be set in stone, but once they're telling the community, hey, we want to do another beta, I think that's really important, right? I think that's super, super important. And if you go through this whole developer's backyard, they talk about a lot of different things. They go over the entire survey that we did if you played in the beta and did the survey. And I think this is really cool, right? Because it kind of puts you in their mindset, and they kind of come in our mindset. So like the developer can see how we feel, we can see how they feel. We can say, oh wow, okay, so that's why you did that, right? It's not just kind of the game is hidden in a shroud of mystery for a year and then we see it, and then when we see it, it's like, well, this is the game. We kind of can't change it because it's releasing in 3 months, right? Kind of like a Mortal Kombat 11 thing. And that's something that I really, really hate. Like I like this so much better when NRS will reveal their game a year before, right? Like even with Injustice 2, when that game got revealed, there was a major drought afterwards because they revealed it really early. They showed a few more things, then they took it away from the public and didn't show it for like 4 months. Then they brought it back and it looked better than ever, right? I'd rather that than you put out a game like Guilty Gear Strive got first shown off 2 years ago. You know what I mean? I'd rather us live with the development of the game so we can help make it the best version of the game once we pay for it, other than us just be confused and not know and be surprised. Like the whole being surprised thing is cute, but that shit is so overrated. I don't care if I know everything about the game before I play it. If the game's good, I'm gonna want to play it. Like a fighting game is not gonna live and die by first week. You know what I mean? Maybe sales wise, but in the sense of player base, like you want to play fighting games for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So like all that shit that when a game first releases is gonna wear off really fast. So I want to know what makes the game tick. I want to know what's good about it, what's bad about it. I want to know what you worked on. I want to know why this is this way. And there are some very specific things in here, right? Like they address this developer's backyard addresses some direct. They address some direct complaints from the community, like one of them being the damage is too high. It says many players commented that the damage is way too high. There were also many concerns. This is just not a problem with the game's balance, but also takes away from the fun of pulling off damage and combos. After hearing your feedback, we plan to adjust the damage so that it is more suitable for how often and how difficult it is to land each attack. So they're straight up saying, hey, we hear you guys, so we're going to adjust the game so the amount of damage, the reward you get is skewed based on how hard it is, you know, how much you had to do to get that damage. That's a great sign. Like that's not something you hear from a lot of developers for a lot of fighting games. And this is like what's really cool about when a developer really understands fighting games, right? Like there is other things like this. Like there was another one that said jumping is too powerful, right? It said jumping is too powerful, and I wish that was like in this game. It says jumping is too strong. Many players felt that the neutral game was lacking due to grounded anti-airs being too weak, while aerial options were too strong, making jumping a common choice. We also determined that this needed improvement and have made significant changes. Like, can you imagine if NetherRealm just said, "Oh, hey, we hear you guys saying jumping is too strong, so we made some improvements, and we can't wait to show you guys." I think shit like that is really important. I think this stuff needs to be the standard, and that's why I think everybody should care about this. This is why, even if you don't give a shit about Guilty Gear, the reason you should care about this developer's backyard, the development of this game, the success of this game, is because it can change the tide for the FGC as a whole. So, you know, when the next Street Fighter, the next Mortal Kombat, Injustice, Tekken, whatever game you want to play, Marvel vs. Capcom, the norm can be, hey, developers, what are you guys going to do about this? This game is mad scrubby. People are just jumping all the time, and it's hard to anti-air. You know what I mean? Guilty Gear's already addressed it and said, hey, we see you guys saying jumping is too good. Bet. We about to change that. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm not going to go through this whole developer's backyard, but I think there were some important tidbits. And if you guys want to read it, I'll put a link to it in the description. But I think it's super interesting. I think it's super interesting to read, to think about, to talk about, just to see a developer that's saying, hey, we understand we fucked some things up. Like they literally said, we let you guys down. We understand we did some things wrong. We understand you guys had some complaints. And they address it directly instead of just not saying anything. Maybe releasing a patch, maybe fixing it. I don't know. I just For me, I just want good fighting games. I love fighting games. I grew up with fighting games. I just want good games. So when I see stuff like this, it really makes me smile. It really makes me happy. It really makes me go, wow, there is hope for the FGC. Like, because NetherRealm is making buttloads of money making this shitty game, right? So there's still radio silence. They haven't said anything. It's been, like I said, been about 5 months since we've gotten anything really for the game, like in the sense of like a new characters, a new major patch. Like we got one small patch that they snuck out, but that was really it, right? So it doesn't seem like we're getting anything else for this game, but for the future, for the next game, or for other games, for Street Fighter 6, for Tekken 8, for whatever is coming next, hopefully they continue on this trend. But yeah, anyway, let me know what y'all think. If y'all excited for Guilty Gear Strive, if y'all want to see more Strive, definitely subscribe to the channel. I cover a lot of Mortal Kombat, hence the music, but I am playing Guilty Gear Strive a lot when it comes out, and I plan on doing guides. I've already got a guide on this channel. I plan on doing a lot of coverage on that game, so if you're interested in that game, definitely sub. And if y'all like the content and haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And I appreciate all of y'all that do watch, that do subscribe, that do support, man. Thank you. It means a shit ton to me because I'm still not big. My channel's still mad small, so I appreciate all the love. Anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all stay safe. JSF, I'm out. Peace.